Yo, what up, crackers? What's good, y'all? What's good, y'all? You know what's good, right? You know what's good? Star Wars in the hizzy! Woo-woo! Woo-woo! Right now, I understand that this review is really late, but I only saw it yesterday. I didn't really have time to see it before, and besides, in my theater, Tuesdays are where the tickets are most cheap, so, you know. So what I think of the movie. Now, I understand that this movie is really controversial, like, people either really love it or really, really hate it. And I kind of love this film. Now, I'm not a huge Star Wars fan. I used to be, but since, like, I wasn't that big of a fan of The Force Awakens. Force Awakens was fine. It was a good movie, but it was really nothing special. And Rogue One was just... I didn't like that movie at all. Like, it didn't have anything necessarily terrible. It just... the movie didn't connect with me at all. And by not being a Star Wars fan, I mean I love the original trilogy. I occasionally enjoy watching the prequels. I just really don't give a shit about the new ones. So I got into this film with extremely low expectations. Like, I had no expectations. I watched the trailers once. I didn't think I even watched all the trailers. I watched, like, only the first trailer. I was not anticipating this movie at all. I thought it was going to be more of the same. Like, we're just going to get another rehash of Empire Strikes Back. So I went to see it out of curiosity and nothing more, and this movie was fucking insane. Like, I mean, I'm just at awe at how Disney allowed Rian Johnson to, like, get all this freedom to make this bizarre film that I don't understand how he managed to do it. Like, he just took whatever was in episode 7 and he just fucking threw it in the fucking trash can and took a piss on that trash can, and I fucking love it. He killed the main villain of the movie midway through. Who the fuck does that? Oh my god. This movie is fucking insane. Okay, now in all seriousness, why do so many people dislike this film? Well, first of all, like, a lot of people complain about the Finn and the Asian chick, their open storyline, and I can see why. I mean, you know, a lot of people complain that it's too much prequel-like, and it kind of doesn't really amount to anything, and it's just kind of a filler, and it kind of fucks up the pacing of the film. And I can see that, yeah, I can understand it. First of all, yeah, it doesn't really lead to anything, because the entire mission for which they go on that planet completely fails. So, yeah, it's just kind of filler. As for the whole prequel feeling, yeah, I kind of got that too. Although I didn't mind it that much, because I don't really hate the prequels that much. I mean, they're terrible movies, but I kind of grew up with them as much as I did with the original trilogy, so I don't hate the prequels, but that's just my opinion. You know, overall, like, that is the worst part of the film for me, but it's not that terrible. I just kind of zoned out through half of it, and I didn't really care. The only thing that I like, they do introduce some interesting concepts, and that is the whole, like, the same people that financed the First Order also financed the Rebellion, or the Resistance, doesn't matter, it's the same thing. So that's kind of an interesting idea, because it's like, it's not all black and white, there's some, like, gray areas, you know, it's more politics, which is like, but it's not like overbloated with politics like the prequels are. Just kind of, it's there, you know, it's like, I don't know, I didn't mind that part. Like, it was the worst part of the film, but yeah. So as for the rest of the film, the first half of the film is kind of okay. It's nothing that special. I like the whole Rey and Luke training part. Like, that's fine. The Resistance running away, like, yeah, it's intense chase. But after Snoke gets killed, gets chopped in half, that's when the movie goes from being okay, being fucking amazing. It's just like the sheer balls of it impresses me. It's such a different thing, and the best thing that I can expect from these movies is different. Like, the last thing that I expected from this film was to surprise me, and it did. It surprised me first with the death of the main fucking villain. Then, like, there's an amazing fight scene, one of the best, or actually the best fight scenes ever in Star Wars, but that's not that important. And the third one is, I love the way that they went with both Kylo Ren and Rey. Like, they didn't, like, team up, they didn't, like, see eye to eye, but, like, there's still potential there. Like, they still have this connection, and, like, they're on opposite sides now, but I feel like if they decide to go that route, like, by the end of the last film, like, they might, like, form this alliance and, like, form this new sort of world, form this sort of new Jedi order in which, like, it's not gonna be light and dark, and, like, dark is evil. They're gonna both go in this gray area. Yeah, so what else did I think? I like Poe's character a lot. I think that he has a lot of character development. Like, in the first film, he really wasn't that relevant. Like, he just kind of appeared for some action scenes, and he was likable because I think that the actor really has a lot of charisma, and he, like, brings it to the role, but he didn't really have much. In this movie, he has a really good character arc. And, like, he's perhaps, like, my favorite character aside from Kylo Ren. And Finn, even though he had the worst storyline, I liked where his character is going, because he had this realization that, like, the same people, you know, as I already said, like, the same people that finance the First Order also finance the rebellion. It's a good sort of, like, realization for him. And now, like, I think that it's going to go in that route where he's gonna be, like, unsure of what exactly, like, he's fighting for. And I just do wish that they do more with him, because, like, he has way more potential than they actually use, which is unfortunate. Yeah, Luke Skywalker is great. I wasn't sure about him at first, being the old grumpy man, but, like, by the end of it, he's great. Yeah, I love him. I love Mark Hamill as him. A lot of people also complain about his death, because, like, he dies basically of being tired. I don't know, I like that. It's a sweet moment. I'm just kind of sad that he died alone, but he also kind of died happy. So at least in this film they didn't fuck it up with, like, in the last film, where he actually got to kind of say goodbye and have his moment with Leia, unlike with Han. But okay, whatever. Like, that's the fall of The Force Awakens. Leia was great. The whole, like, famous meme scene, the fucking levitation flying scene, it was executed weirdly. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of scratching my head watching it. But it makes sense, because the same people that finance the First Order also finance using Force. It did look weird. But overall, her character was great. However, I'm kind of concerned for the next film, because we all know, like, unfortunately, Carrie Fisher is no longer with us. I'm afraid that, like, they're gonna kill her, like, at the beginning of the film, it's gonna be just Princess Leia dies. Or, like, there's gonna be a ship and people could go, oh, there's Princess Leia, and then poof, it's gonna explode and she's gonna die off screen, which is, like, something that usually is terrible in films. But if that does happen, like, you wouldn't really be able to blame them, because, like, how else are they gonna deal with it? I mean, everything is better than, like, returning her with CGI. Like, I just hope they don't do that. So overall, I love this film because it was just so weird and different. Like, yeah, it does have pacing issues. At the end, it kind of still follows the same structure as Empire Strikes Back, which I didn't like. But it has just so many of these moments. They're just so great and weird and like funny, but not in like the humor way. Like the humor fucking sucks in this film. Let's be honest. The humor is fucking terrible. But like Snoke death scenes, like I just couldn't stop fucking laughing during that because it was just so bizarre and lovely. I mean, that's kind of what I want now. Like with all of these films, like with having like thousands of these like huge big budget blockbusters and they're all the fucking same movie. At least these moments that like surprise me, that genuinely surprise me, are like more than I can ask now. I mean, I don't remember the last time that a big blockbuster film actually surprised me. So overall, a pretty great film, although I'm kind of concerned for the future of the franchise, because this one doesn't leave much to be desired. I mean, there's no like big thing to really look forward to. The only thing they have is like one villain and like this small band of heroes, and like I feel like it's just gonna go a very generic route. But I don't know. Well, that's it.